Hey plant lovers, I'm finally feeling rested after the insanity of this weekend, and now I have enough energy to deal with some of the fresh imports that I picked up at the plant show. So if you're like me, you may still have it in the plastic that it came in, but it really can't live like this forever, so I have to do something with it today. So I have a Anthurium viterifolium from Amazonian plants from Ecuador, and then a Anthurium veitchii from Mundiflora. And I'm gonna do the same thing to both of these to make sure that they are successfully acclimated to their new environment. So the first thing you wanna do is carefully take it out of the plastic. Remove any dead leaves. You can see I have a dead leaf here. And then take it out of the existing moss. Do it very carefully because you don't want to actually rip any of the roots that may or may not be present. So you don't really know what you have until you actually take it out. Thankfully, this is kind of in a little baggie, and so I can leave most of this moss behind, hopefully, just by gently removing it from this moss. And this is what I'm left with. So we do have some rotting roots. So this black or darker, it's not black, but it's like darker, it is mushy. And we know that the white roots are probably not, and they're not. So you can see on this one, this part is dead and mushy, and then this is healthy root on this side. So what you want to do is with some clean shears, you want to cut that off. So this is what we're left with, and it's not a lot of roots. So now we need to actually put this back in moss so that it can root and become more stable in its new environment. So what I need to do is actually, now that it is cleaned up, it's gonna soak in water for about an hour. Some people say like 20 minutes. I like to do an hour just because it's not gonna hurt the plant, and I feel like an hour is a good amount of time for it to soak up what it needs to soak up. And then while that is soaking, we'll do the same thing for the next one. Okay, so with this one, we have a lot more roots, but we have some problems. So with this, the roots have been dry for so long, you can actually see that they are like super dry and brittle. So when you rehydrate them, what is likely to happen is you're gonna cause root rot. So this is called dry rot. The roots have been dry for so long that they actually dry to become brittle, and then when you rehydrate them, they get mushy. And so I am going to cut off as much of that as possible. Now the good thing is we do have a lot of healthy roots on here too. You can see that the cream colored ones. So those are healthy roots, but anything that's brown, like all of that is dry rot, and it's gotta go. Like, I'm not even cutting these off, and it's just falling away. So, look, I'm not even cutting it. I'm just gently tugging on it, and it's coming off. So they're super brittle. So we're pretty good and clean now. You can see the root ball is significantly smaller. These are all the dry rot and like starting to rot roots that have been cut off, and we're going to put this in the water as well. Now you do want the leaves to go under. Sometimes they'll float back to the top, but you really want to make sure that you have the root ball sufficiently submerged. It's okay if a little bit comes back up, but this will help clean off any unwanted, like leftover moss, any unwanted dead roots. This is a really good opportunity to give it another once over and get anything else off of there that you don't want. And I like to go ahead and add a few droplets of neem oil to the water just to give it some of that protection as well. Now our last step is to pot it up. So we're gonna take a clean pot. We're gonna put moss in there, and then we are going to pot this with moss. It stinks because of the neem oil. And then the last step, which I'll do off camera, is to label them with my label printer with the name, date I received it, and where I got it from, so that I can keep track of that. But that is it. It'll go in the tent where it will acclimate, and then once I see sufficient roots, I will put it in actual soil. But that is how I handle imports when I'm taking them out of the package. If you enjoyed this content, please make sure that you like, subscribe, repost, do all the things so that you will see my future videos.